Hi guys, and welcome to my kitchen. Today I am going to be showing you a recipe for sausage and lentil stew. Now this is one that I make quite frequently, and so I'm excited to share the recipe with you today. It's a very satisfying soup to make, and it's full of good for you ingredients. So let's get started. So I'm not going to make you watch as I cut up all the ingredients, but I did want to show you how I like to cut my smoked sausage for this recipe. I like to kind of cut it on an angle like that. You can just sort of angle your knife and then it will give you that nice sort of angled cut. And basically what's nice about that is it looks fancy for one thing, but it gives you more surface area. So we're going to brown this up a little bit before we add the rest of our ingredients, and that's just going to give you more surface area for it to get brown and crispy and delicious. I'm using, of course, as you can see, 2 smoked sausages here. I like to go for the highest quality kielbasa that I can find, but you can just use whatever type of smoked sausage you enjoy eating. Now in my Dutch oven here, I had about 2 tablespoons of avocado oil heating while I was cutting that, and I'm just gonna let the sausages kind of sit in that hot oil for a couple minutes to get a nice sort of brown and just get everything going really nicely in there. Now, after your sausage has browned up nicely, we're just going to add in 1 diced onion in here. I've got just 1 yellow onion that I diced up, and we're going to let that kind of cook until it starts to cook down a little bit, get a little translucent. After you've gotten to that point, we're going to add in some garlic. I've got about 3 large garlic cloves here that I added in. We're just going to go ahead and stir that in as well, and we're going to let that cook until that garlic gets nice and fragrant and you can really smell it. And then after we've gotten to that point, we're going to start adding in some of our veggies. So we're going to start off with some celery here that I have chopped, about 3 celery stalks, and then about 4 carrots that are going to go in there as well. And I don't always add this ingredient, but I happen to have in my fridge some kale, and anytime I've got leftover kale, I like to add it to soups or, things like this, just to add some additional health benefits. So I did add in a few leaves of kale here as well. After letting that kale wilt down just a bit, I started adding in my spices, which is going to be about 1 tablespoon of black pepper and then about 1 tablespoon of salt. Now I had a little bit of smoked salt, so I did add that in there as well. Smoke plays well with this, and then rounded out the tablespoon with just some regular salt. And then about 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. Again, smoke plays well with this recipe. And then about 1/2 teaspoon of some dark chili powder. And then just to add a little bit of herbs in there, about 1 teaspoon of some dried oregano. That's going to be our spice mix for this. And I stirred that in here, and then I put in our tomato paste, which is just an excellent base for anything that you want to have like a nice depth of flavor. So 1 can of tomato paste goes in here, and then we're also going to add in about 4 cups of liquid. I used beef broth because I think it works well with all of the smoky kind of deep sausage flavors we've got going on here, but you can use chicken broth, you can use vegetable broth, you can even use water. Any of those is going to be fine. Just start off with about 4 cups. If you need more later on, you can definitely add it. So after I've got all of my liquid incorporated here and everything, I'm going to go ahead and add in our lentils. We're using about 2 cups of brown lentils here. So just give that a nice stir to get those well mixed in. And then I'm going to put the lid on my Dutch oven, and I'm going to put this into the oven at 325 degrees. It's going to bake in there for about 45 minutes to an hour. And then everything should be done. Just check it. Make sure that your carrots are nice and soft, that your lentils are at a good texture for you. And if the lentils have absorbed a lot of your liquid, just add a little bit more broth or water in there. And this is your stew. It's delicious, guys. Enjoy.